The insignia of the ComGuard 5th Army shows a wyvern battlemech scaling a cliff. It is befitting a unit that has faced tremendous strife and conflict not only against the enemies of Comstar, but also against the enemies of the entire Inner Sphere. The 5th was composed of a healthy mix of mechs, armor, and infantry, though with a smaller than usual aerospace contingent. Their mixed arms tactics would serve them well. Originally stationed between the Capellan Confederation and the Chaos March, the 5th Army found itself frequently embroiled in the middle of conflicts between others. It created some tough situations where there were no win conditions, and the morale and reputation suffered as a result. At the Battle of Tukiyid, the 5th Army went up against Clan Smoke Jaguar and faced the first combat drops of the conflict. The 50th Division of the 5th Army was largely made up from inexperienced soldiers and were nearly annihilated by Smoke Jaguar Blitz tactics in the assault on Dinju Heights. The survivors of the assault retreated as the Jaguars created a beachhead around their landing zone. Some elements of the 50th Division were able to carry out slowing actions, delaying the Jaguars slightly in their timetable. In the Dinju Pass, Jaguar Grenadiers were able to turn an ambush set up by the 5th Army's 299th and 323rd Divisions into a brawl that bloodied both sides significantly. The easy start to the Jaguar campaign on Tukiyid was over. Every loss of a Smoke Jaguar warrior was paid for with the blood of the 5th Army ComGuard warriors. Though the Jaguars were able to eventually break through the pass, their remaining forces were too weak to defeat the rest of the 323rd Division waiting for them in the Dinju Heights. When the Jaguars sent reinforcements through the pass, they were met with heavy fire from ComGuard units that had moved up to fire from prepared positions down into the pass. The battle raged into the night and the early morning of the next day, with both sides taking heavy losses. Eventually, the remaining luck of the Smoke Jaguars ran out when a laser fired from a ComGuard acolyte burned through the cockpit of the Jaguar Loremaster's summoner, which happened to be carrying Khan Osus in his battle armor. The mech toppled and ended up pinning the Khan under the mech's weight. Eventually, the fight devolved into a rout, and the Jaguars were ordered by Ilkhan Kerensky to retreat. Some complied with that order, while others launched an attack on Dinju Heights, which was wiped out by the 5th Army divisions. Things did not improve for the Jaguars as the 5th Army harassed them at every turn with hit-and-run tactics using fast-moving conventional vehicles and hovercraft. It resulted in the use of a lot of ammunition that the clan did not have to spare. Dragging out the fight stressed the already feeble Jaguar supply lines, and the 207th Division continually harassed the Jaguars and baited them into ambushes, minefields, and prepared artillery kill zones. All of these continued to slow the clan advance. Taking the offensive, the 2nd Army launched an offensive which ended up killing the Smoke Jaguar Sakhan and her entire command star. At that point, the presumed death of the clan's entire leadership led Ilkhan Kerensky to order the Smoke Jaguars to retreat from Tukiyid. The cost of the ComGuard victory was steep, both in loss of equipment and soldiers, but nearly 1/3 of the Smoke Jaguars on planet were killed, and the clan suffered a humiliating defeat instead of their expected swift victory. Years later, the 5th Army would fight against the forces of the Word of Blake. Across the Inner Sphere, the ComGuard fought valiantly, even alongside Clan Novacat forces in Free World League space. The 5th Army proved itself over and over and eventually won out as the only sizable ComGuard army to survive the liberation of Terra intact. With the formation of the Republic of the Sphere, the 5th Army was incorporated into the Republic's armed forces. It might be a little shocking, but after painting more than 250 mechs over the years, this is my first ComGuard Lance. While the colors don't exactly match the 5th Army's description, I felt that their story was the most interesting and wanted to give it some time in the limelight. The homemade ink wash is a bit tricky if you noticed, and if you do end up buying some of this calligraphy ink, remember a single drop goes a long way. I had to end up watering down my mix considerably just so that it wouldn't stain the white paint a permanent dark gray. Do you have a favorite ComGuard army? What do you think of the lance I painted? Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing your stories. If you want more, check out the video above, which includes some non-canon lore on the trial between Clan Ghost Bear and Clan Diamond Shark on Tukiyid. Take care, and go make the world a slightly better place today and tomorrow.